Less money, more cards. Sounds like a dream for Hearthstone players, but at the moment it is actually a reality because there is a sale going on Android devices, but you don't actually need to have an Android device to take advantage of the sale. So come join me in this video. I'll show you exactly how the sale works and how you can access it. So let's get playing. So this is the deal. It is an official deal run by Amazon. There's nothing illegal about this. It's not an exploit. It is a real sale which is going on right now. Basically, the reason why it's come about is because Amazon want you to buy Hearthstone packs through them rather than through Google Play. And to do that, they're putting money off if you buy their particular currency through Android devices. But like I said in the intro, you don't actually have to have an Android device for it to work. Now, it's a little bit complicated because there's actually two sales going on at the same time, and you can actually put them both together to get a ridiculous, ridiculous amount of decks for a small amount of money. The first one is basically you would normally spend £50 to get 5,000 Android coins, which is their own currency. But right now it's 20% off. So instead of spending £50, you spend £40 to get 5,000 coins. There's the first deal. Less money, more coins. The second deal is when you spend these coins, you get half back. So I'm going to spend, say, was it 3,000 and something coins on 40 packs in Hearthstone, but I'm going to get about 1,600 of those coins straight back, which I can then give them straight away again to buy more packs, and then half of those coins are going to come back to me, and I'm going to spend that little bit on packs, and then they're going to come back to me, and so on and so on. So it keeps coming back until it gets to such a small denominator that you can't buy any more packs, but you just keep buying with the stuff that keeps coming back to you. And I actually ended up with, by spending £45, I actually ended up with almost 120 packs, and normally for that amount you would end up with 40, and I ended up with very nearly triple that amount, which is absolutely crazy, and the best value Hearthstone deal I have ever seen. And again, nothing illegal about it, nothing exploiting, it's just using the sale that's right here. So if you have an Android device, all you need to do is go and buy Amazon coins, which you can do through the store page here, or you can even do it throughout the game. Obviously, this is not free packs. You need money. It's more packs for less money. So you need a credit card or a Visa card, whatever it is. You buy it, and then you just follow what I said here. The more you buy, the more money you get off. So if you buy 500, you only get 8% off. But if you buy 5,000 or 10,000, you get 20% off. So this is where you get the biggest savings if you can afford to go that high. It is dependent on the location that you are in. So I can't buy the American coins, but I can buy the English ones. But I did have to do it through the actual Hearthstone game itself. I wasn't able to use the site, but I know others can. Thank you, by the way, to a user called PopDemolly, who I found on Reddit here, who explained exactly how I did this here. And so this was their idea, and I managed to get it kind of all up and working. But I don't have an Android device. I don't have an Android tablet. I've got an iPad, which is normally lovely, but for this particular deal, it's useless. So there's lots of emulators out there. There's Bluestacks, there's Android, but they don't work. Those ones don't work for this, as far as I've discovered at the moment. But this one does. Amiduos, www.amiduos.com, and I'll put that link in the description. It costs you $9.99, but it's free for the first 30 days. So the first time, so if you're only going to do this a one-time thing or a couple of times in the next 30 days, then just download it, run it. Now, there is a setting that you may need to change on your PC called virtualization, and you need to edit that in your BIOS. But I'm not going to go on into the tutorial about that because the actual program itself gives you quite detailed instructions on how to do it. I will say, however, this won't work on every PC, but it should work on most. I did it on my big desktop, and a mate of mine did it on his laptop. You just need to kind of play around with your kind of settings there. Read what the Amiduos puts up at you, and make those settings changes if you need. However, I have seen at least one person who said that they got it running without doing the changing setting, but just that it was really slow and really laggy, but they got there in the end, and that was the main thing. Once it's working, though, it looks like this. You load it up, and down here you've got the Amazon store. If I move myself out the way, you've got the Amazon store right there, and then you've got your usual collection of apps here. Now, you need to go and download Hearthstone through this if you haven't done that already, and you just search for it in this kind of search box here. You find Hearthstone, and then you download and install it, which will take about, I think it's about 500 megabytes, and it will install pretty quickly. Once you've got Hearthstone, you then need to run it. You may get a warning about whether it will actually kind of work on your particular PC, and it'll run. Now, you'll need an Amazon account, which you can sign up to through here, or you can sign up on a website. And remember, of course, the address of your Amazon account will affect which kind of currency you can buy. But I did it all through the store here. I did have to turn on one-click ordering because it doesn't let you, through the store, it doesn't let you input a card, like a credit card in there. I had to put it through the kind of browser and turn on one-click ordering and tell it that it was able to just, you know, say purchase, and then it did it. But if you fiddle around with the various kind of purchasing settings, then it should work for you. So here we are nicely in Hearthstone, except this is through the emulator. I wouldn't necessarily recommend playing through the emulator, although if you've got no other option you could. But of course, Hearthstone is available now on PC and on Apple and on Android, so it was quite laggy. You can see here I've got 96 packs still to open. You will actually get one free pack just for playing a match on an Android device if you've never done that before. So this is really quite lucrative in a number of ways. You go into the store, you will see as I use this that it does kind of slow down and it's a bit jerky and things like that. And you go in here, and depending on how many coins you've bought, it will depend what you can get. But I went straight for the 40 packs. You click buy, and you go in here, and it'll tell you that you need to get some coins. Don't buy it just with money. So don't just buy it for £34. You need to use the Amazon coins. And so you click here and it says buy more. And you can see here, here's the discounts. It's currently December the 21st. If this promotion has finished when you're watching this video, sorry, it's gone. But while it's here, use it. It is quite incredible. I ended up buying, I bought the £40 one, and then I bought the £4.60 one just so I could actually buy 40 packs twice. That gave me the ability to do it. So when you buy it, you'll see, you just go through the purchasing process here. You buy it, you get your packs, and then you have to wait about 30 seconds, and then you get the other half of the coins back. So let's say I spent 1,000 coins to buy some packs. If you look in straight away, it'll tell you you've got 0 left, for argument's sake. But if you just wait a second, or maybe go in for a purchase and out and in again, you'll then see you've got the 500 coins back again. And basically what I did is I just kept buying. You know, I bought 40 packs, I bought another 40 packs, I then bought a 15 packs, and then what came back from then, I then bought a 7, and then I got to the point that I was just buying 2 packs, 2 packs, 2 packs. But it was ridiculous. I ended up to 117 packs for the price that I would normally spend on 40. And the other thing is, because you're spending it in separate chunks, if you want to spend it on Classic, or you want to spend it on Naxxramas, or you want to spend it on Goblins, you can actually split your purchases as well. So this is a if you've got a friend who doesn't have Hearthstone, this is probably the best time ever to, you know, spend 45 quid on their Christmas present and just basically give them a more or less complete collection, or certainly enough for them to play with. So I hope that all makes sense. And I hope you're able to take advantage of this absolutely amazing deal, whether you've got an Android tablet or whether you're doing it through this kind of emulator. It works, and me and both my brother now have done this, and I've been live streaming me opening the pack. So this is not a scam, it's not an exploit, it really works. If you've got any questions, I'll try and help you in the comments section, but it's just a matter of getting the emulator working, buying the coins, and then using the coins to get that discount back. But do just check that the promotions are still running when you actually buy it, otherwise you won't necessarily get that deal. Hope that was useful. Good luck in your Hearthstone career. You have been fantastic and good value as well. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.